This is the Midnight Ocean Radio Show and a podcast. I am your host, Jeff Norton, as we work through some audio issues. Gosh, it's amazing how many times we do these shows, and yet we always have a bug here or there. But I just wanted to say thank you and happy Halloween, midnight listeners. Wow, man, do we have a show in store for you? And I have to give a shout out, and that's the reason. One of the reasons why we're probably having audio issues is I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers celebrate his birthday. Happy birthday, Jerry, aka Barnacles. 37 years old. Wow, it makes me feel old. But that's why the show's running a little bit behind schedule, I would have to say, because like I said, I was watching Barnacles help celebrate his birthday and just enthralled. Great guy, great YouTuber. Him and Jay's 2 cents. Those are my favorite YouTube. They're geek. If you're into geekdom, if you're into that kind of thing, those Barnacles and Jay's 2 cents are definitely for you. Man, what a night do we have in store for you. We do not have a guest. Tonight is our Halloween special. Now, how this is going to work or how we're going to do this, it all depends upon you, the listeners. You can call in to 352-388-3900. Once again, let me give you that phone number. It's 352-388-3900. That's 3900. For those that need us to break it down for you. And we'll just kind of shoot it over there on top of the yellow. So once again, it's 352-388-3900. What we want from you is your ghost story. It can be real. It can be made up. But it better be scary. And so what we'll do is we will take your best ghost story or best scary story. It doesn't necessarily have to be ghost. Anything. Area code 352-388-3900. We will take your ghost story. Now, as we wait for people to call in, we have a very special show lined up. In other words, we have combed the old radio archives, the very old, the classic radio. If you guys watch me, you know that I am a fan of old time radio. I wish they would bring it back, to be honest with you. I could sit for hours. I do sit for hours listening to the radio instead of the TV, the boob tube, the mind sucker, whatever you want to call it, the New World Order reprogrammer. I will sit for hours listening to the radio. So there's no reason why they shouldn't bring back some of the old classic radio shows. You know, where they used to, where they'd have performers and they were actually performed live. So what we have been able to do is that we have scoured the archives and we have found Scott Bishop's radio show called Dark Fantasy. Now, this show aired in the, I'd have to say 1940s. All the way through the 50s, if I am correct. And it was done with WKY, Oklahoma City. It was done with the player. So, yeah, it started in 41 and ended in 42. So it didn't even make a year. Oh, wow. I do have a whole nother set of CBS radio shows that we did. But this is Scott Bishop, and he actually was known for the Mysterious Traveler series out of NBC New York. So that was a great series as well. But the golden age of radio. So we've got a few stories for you keyed up tonight. We're just going to kind of play it by ear with our breaks and everything. But what I want you to do is sit back, relax, pull the covers up tight if you're in bed listening. You might want to turn on a light. Because even though these were done in the 1940s, they still make you a little scared of the dark. So without further haste, we are going to listen to The Man Who Came Back from the Scott Bishop Dark Fantasy series, originally aired in 1941 at WKY, Oklahoma City. Bishop Dark Fantasy series. Wow, we got a double echo. See? 41 at WKY, Oklahoma City. Dark Fantasy.
I am the man who came back.
Break it up.
This way, officer. He's in here.
All right, miss. Casey.
Yes, Captain?
Now, you stay right there in that doorway and don't let nobody in or out.
Right, Captain. All right, now. All right, you heard him.
Oh, but we had nothing to do with this.
Okay, sister. If you didn't, you ain't got nothing to be scared of. Hey, you. Where do you think you're going?
I thought I might get a little air, if you don't mind.
Well, I do mind. Now, back to the house with you. What's the big idea of you wearing that mask?
As you might have observed, my friend, this is a masquerade party.
Oh, is it now? Well, according to Emily Post, it's masks off at midnight. And we got this call to come out here just as the clock in Washington Circle was striking the hour.
The call was placed by a most hysterical woman. And there is nothing you can do for the man in there, I assure you.
Stop changing the subject. What I want to know is, why ain't you unmasked like the others?
I prefer, sir, to wear my mask.
Take it off, Don Juan. I want to look at your mug.
It might be better, my friend, if you didn't see my mug.
Now look here, Zorro.
Perhaps while we are waiting, I might tell you a story.
Yeah? What is this? Bedtime at Grandma's? The only story I'm interested in is what happened here tonight.
Exactly.
Eh?
I said exactly. Perhaps I can tell you the story.
All right, then, my fine, mysterious friend. Give.
Well, you see, it's quite a long story. It really all began at least 3 years ago. I remember that evening quite well. I let myself into Granger's apartment. It was a golden key I used. A bright golden key. And there was no one there when I arrived. So I closed the door and waited. Well, Grange, imagine seeing me here.
Blake. Oh, I say, you startled me.
Did I now? I dare say, had I been someone else, you wouldn't have been at all startled.
Incidentally, old man, how did you get in here?
I suppose it would be quite facetious on me to say that I came in the same way you did. Oh, I say, a new piano. Do you mind?
No, not at all. Go right ahead. Help yourself. Have a drink?
No, thanks. You better have one, though.
Oh, yeah. I say, Blake, what's that you're playing?
You've heard it before, Grange.
Have I? I don't recall.
You have a short memory.
I usually remember pretty well.
Well, when you choose to, you do, yes.
What do you mean by that?
My wife has played that tune for you every night this week, and last, and the week before that. You see, I happen to know.
Oh. I see.
Well, I'm glad you haven't the audacity to deny it.
No. No, I don't deny it. Your wife has been here. Often. As often as she possibly could. But I assure you she came of her own desire.
And as a result of your oily persuasion.
I might agree, Blake, that she is easily persuaded. And of course, my curiosity prompts me to ask how you finally learned the truth.
I accidentally found the key to your apartment here. It was in Sylvia's purse. A golden key. With your initials engraved on one side, hers on the other.
Why, I thought that a rather handsome touch. Don't you agree?
I've brought the key back to you.
How gallant of you, old fellow.
I'm serious. Sylvia will never come here again.
Are you positive of that?
Quite. But I shall ask her not to.
You seem to believe she'll obey you.
She will. And I ask you now, Grange, as a gentleman, kindly refrain from inviting her here again.
In other words, hands off. Is that it?
I'm glad I make myself quite plain.
Why, you fool. You dull, stupid fool. What right have you to demand anything of Sylvia? Do you think for a moment, night after night, twiddling her thumbs while you're away from home?
I admit I've been busy this past year, but another 6 months...
You've no one to blame for Sylvia's being here but yourself. Here she's found what you denied her, Blake. And I doubt very much if she'll give it up.
Why, you swine, if you think for a moment... Oh. I forgot you carried a gun. But if you'd care to put it away...
Skip the heroics, Blake. You know, I think I've suddenly thought of a solution to all this.
The only solution is for you to leave Sylvia alone.
Oh, no. No, you're quite mistaken. This is the solution. Here in my hand. Indeed, I rather like the idea. Besides, with you out of the way, Sylvia need have no more qualms.
Why, you low yellow rat.
That's it, Blake. Come closer. Threaten me. Make me do it. Make me do it, Blake.
If you think killing me is a way out, Grange, you're very badly mistaken.
It's the only way out.
If you kill me, Grange, I'll come back and avenge myself.
One shot and that'd be all. I can prove self-defense. Sylvia will help. She'll swear you came here and tried to kill me.
I'll come back, Grange.
Just one shot directly between the eyes.
I'll haunt you, Grange, because by God in heaven, I'll come back.
It's a perfect scheme, yes, I like it.
I'll pierce the veil, Grange, because I'll come back if I have to fight all the demons of hell to do it.
Oh, prepare, Blake. This is a chance of a lifetime. It's the way out. Yes, it's the way out.
Grange!
Get your extra paper. Wealthy playwright, slain in millionaire's apartment. Read all about it. Here you are, Mr. Keith Grange, plain self-defense in plain or fill a plate. Here it is, folks. Get your extra paper. Read the headline news about the killing. It's all here in the
It is the judgment of this court that the defendant, Keith Grange, did shoot and kill the deceased, Philip Blake, on the night of April 16th, and that in so doing, he acted in the line of self-defense. The court therefore decrees that Keith Grange shall not be held to account for this unfortunate incident.
I suppose there's nothing to worry about now.
Not the slightest thing. I told you from the very beginning, Sylvia, that I acted rightly in doing what I did.
Oh, I still can't resign myself to it.
But you must. It's all over. Philip is dead. Now we can be together as much as we please.
Keith, suppose you and I should have a misunderstanding. Suppose I should become angry sometime. So angry I might tell the truth to the authorities.
That, my dear, would be most unfortunate. But it's a possibility, and by no means should we overlook possibilities. So allow me to remind you, Sylvia, my dear girl, that your hiding the true facts of the matter of the coroner's investigation automatically makes you an accomplice.
Oh, I see. But why are we talking like this, darling? We'll both feel better after we've had a little rest.
Oh, of course we will, dear.
Kiss me goodnight, darling. I'm going home.
I'll take you.
Oh, no. No, I'd rather go alone tonight if you don't mind.
As you wish, my dear. Good night.
Good night, darling.
Sweet.
Will you call me in the morning?
Yes, of course I will.
Good night, then.
Good night, darling. Pleasant dreams. That's strange. Very strange. Just a moment ago, there were only Sylvia and I here. Now she's gone. Yet I feel that I'm not alone.
You're not alone, Grange.
What? What was that? I thought I heard a voice.
It was my voice.
Who are you? Where are you?
I told you I'd come back.
No, it's just my imagination.
Is it your imagination, Grange?
Yes, of course.
I warned you. Remember?
Come out. Come out in the open. Come out, I say. Do you hear me? Come out.
Your gun is useless against me now, Grange.
What do you want? Tell me, what do you want?
Oh, not now. The time isn't right now. But I'll be back. Watch for me and wait. Watch and wait. For I'll come back, Grange. I'll come back.
No, I'm sure of it. It was no one. No one at all. I just imagined it, that's all. Yes, just my imagination. Sylvia, dear, you look so tired. Here, perhaps this will wake you up. Present for you.
A present?
Yes, something I picked up today. I thought you'd like it.
How sweet of you, darling. I think I can guess just by looking at the box. It's a ring.
Oh, aren't you clever? Go ahead, open it.
All right, darling, but don't hurry me. Oh,
Hey, Sylvia, that isn't the ring I bought for you.
Keith, look at this ring.
The initials. P.B.
Keith, this is his ring.
Sylvia, what are you saying?
It's his ring. I gave it to him.
But Sylvia...
Keith, I swear to you, Philip Blake was buried with that ring on his finger.
Dad, mister?
Yes, please.
Do you mind coming around to the other side, please, mister? That door's busted and you can't get it open.
Oh, very well.
Sorry to ask that of you, but I ain't had time to get the other door fixed. Where to, friend?
Huntington Arms Hotel, please.
Right.
Excellent.
What?
That's where I'm going.
Oh, you startled me. I didn't know there was anyone in this cab. It's so dark tonight.
Yes, isn't it?
I say, I don't seem to feel anyone in the seat here beside me.
Strange. You certainly bumped me hard enough when you crawled in here.
Bumped you? I beg your pardon, sir, but I...
Never mind, Grange. Never mind.
You know me?
I'm surprised that you don't know me.
Why, yes. Your voice sounds familiar. Good Lord. Philip Blake.
Do you mind riding with me?
Blake, you're supposed to be dead. You're supposed to be buried.
I am dead, Grange. I am buried.
Cabby, stop this cab.
Right, sir. Now, let me out of here. Let me out. What's the matter, Governor? Hey, you hadn't ought to jump out of a moving car like that.
What in the name of heaven is in the back of that cab?
Oh, why, nothing, Governor. Here, see? I'll turn on the light. There. See?
But there was somebody in there with me.
Oh, now, mister, they couldn't have been. Look for yourself. The seat's empty there. And you just jumped out on this side of the cab. The other door won't open. No, brother, there wasn't nobody in that seat with you. Must have been your imagination.
Hello, Doris? Dear, this is Sylvia. I just wanted to remind you about the masquerade ball at Keith's new home tonight. You'll be there? Fine. Now remember, masks and costumes for everybody. All right, dear. Bye. Now be sure to come in costume, won't you, Dorothy? Yes. And heavily masked, my dear. Yes, at Keith's new place. Oh, darling, wait till you see the place. It's really a mansion. Honestly, it's huge. Mr. Grange, I believe.
Sylvia, darling. So you've penetrated my disguise.
Silly. I heard you order it from the costumers yesterday. Darling, the music will start soon. Is the first dance ours?
Sylvia, my dear, every dance is ours tonight. Are you happy I bought this place?
Oh, it's lovely. Absolutely lovely, Keith. Darling, what's the matter?
That man in black. I've been watching him all evening. He's been watching me.
Do you know who he is?
No. He just stands and stares at me. Everywhere I go, he's always just a short distance away.
Look, Keith. He's going into your study.
Well, he hasn't any business in there.
Strange. I locked that door this evening so the guest wouldn't go into your study and disturb things.
Well, he just walked right in. And dear, I'll go see who he is and what he wants. You mingle with the guests and I'll join you later.
Very well, dear. But don't be long. I'll be waiting for you.
All right, Sylvia. Yeah. It's odd. This door is locked. Dark. Piano. Oh, confound it. Where's the light switch? There. No, it can't be. That piano. Someone's playing and... Yet there's no one seated there. The keys. Moving. Up and down.
We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Midnight Ocean radio show and podcast Halloween special as we are playing Scott Bishop's Dark Fantasy series. I hope you are enjoying it. When we get back, we're going to find out. I think we already know what's going to happen, but who knows? Who knows? Stay tuned. Love to hear from you.
This This is the Midnight Ocean with Jeff Norton on the Paranormal State Radio Network. State Radio Network.
That is right, Andrew. This is the Midnight Ocean Radio Show and podcast, Halloween special. Man, do we have a show lined up for you tonight. We are featuring old-time classic radio. Now, I made an executive decision. I can do this. This is what's really nice when you're not beholden to the corporate, to the man. So what we're going to do is we still want your stories. So if you have a story, give us a call at 352-388-3900. Make it the scariest story you've got. The scariest story you've got. It can be a ghost story. It can be an alien story. It can be a New World Order story. But the scariest story that you have in your arsenal, the one that keeps you up at night. I know around April 15th, I know what keeps me up at night. Pretty scary stuff. Nothing like, it's pretty sad when you're more afraid of your government than you are of ghouls, goblins, and aliens. But if you have a story that you'd like to share, give us a call at 352-388-3900 on this Halloween special. But I made an executive decision. I've decided this is what how we're going to roll tonight. We, of course, will be taking your calls. So if you have a call or whatever, feel free to give us a shout. But what we're going to do is we're not going to break for advertising. Yay. Remember when you were younger in school? You thought you had to have a test or something. You walk in and the teacher's like, just throw it out. We're going to go for a walk in the woods. That's kind of like this is tonight. We're not going to break for any type of advertising tonight. We're just going to play. We're going to take your calls if there are any. And we are going to just play through the night the Dark Fantasy, Scott Bishop's The Dark Fantasy series that originally aired in 1941. We have reached back in time And we have pulled out some of the best of classic radio. And so this is Scott Bishop's Dark Fantasy, originally aired on the station WKY in Oklahoma City. And we're going to complete The Man Who Came Back.
Playing the music, but there are no hands on them. That melody. It's the melody he played the night I killed him. He's playing it now. Yet he's not there.
I'm here, Grange. I'm here.
Play.
Look closer, Grange. Here I am. You see?
Yes. I see you now.
I brought you a little gift for your masquerade party.
What?
You'll find it lying on your desk. Turn around and see for yourself. That's right. There. You see?
A gun.
It's the one you killed me with. Don't you recognize it?
Where did you get that gun?
I found it, Grange, and I've brought it back to you. I put one shell in its chamber. Just one, Grange. But that is enough.
What are you trying to... Gone. He's gone. Lord, am I mad? Was I dreaming? No. No, the gun is here. It is my gun. One cartridge, he said. Only one. One cartridge. Yes. Yes, it's the only way left. He knew it was the only way. Now he's left me to take it. All right, Blake, you can have your revenge. You can have it. You are right. It is the only way.
So he shot himself, eh?
The evidence in there will indicate that he did, yes.
Say, that's quite a yarn you spun, Zorro.
It is nothing but the truth.
Come on now, come on, my friend. Let's take off your mask and have a look at you.
One moment. Keith Grange shot Philip Blake squarely between the eyes.
Yeah? So what?
That doesn't make a very pretty sight.
Well, I don't see what that's got to do with... here comes the captain. He'll take that mask off you. Captain Sullivan, come here a minute, will you?
Yes, Casey, what is it?
Well, there's a mug here who won't take off his mask. He's been spinning me the most fantastic yarn I ever heard in all my... where'd he go?
Huh? Where'd who go? Say, did you let somebody get out of this house, Casey?
No, Sir Cap. No, I didn't. But he was standing here just a minute ago. He wouldn't take off his mask. He told me the darndest story about a murdered man coming back from the grave.
Casey, have you been near the punch bowl? Well, there's no one here now. Wait a minute. What's this stain here on the floor?
Blood. A little pool of it. There on the floor. Right in the exact spot where the man in black was standing.
Who Came Back, an original tale of dark fantasy by Scott Bishop. Ben Morris was Keith Grange. Eleanor Naylor Corrin was Herda Sylvia. Fred Wayne took the part of Casey. Muir Height was Captain Sullivan. Murillo Schofield, the cab driver. And Eugene Francis was the man who came back. Ladies and gentlemen, every Friday night at this time, the National Broadcasting Company will bring you Dark Fantasy, Tales of the Weird, Adventures of the Supernatural, created for you by Scott Bishop. Listen 1 week from tonight for the breathtaking story of the tombs of ancient China, the soul of Shanhai Wan.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
There you go. Our first series in the Dark Fantasy series tonight. I hope you're having a Halloween. You're listening to the Midnight Ocean Radio Show and Podcast. You can join us live here every weeknight from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or on the web at www.themidnightocean.com. Now, if you are a social media kind of person, you can also follow us. All you have to do is type in The Midnight Ocean in either Facebook or Twitter, and that will lead you right to us. You can also type that in to YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube and you have not subscribed to our channel, we would appreciate it very much if you did that. That would be awesome. Thank you very, very much. We are only 5 subscribers away from 300. We are so close. We're growing. We are definitely growing. So as we spin the tales of horror tonight on this St. Hollow Eve, I just want to say thank you for joining us. We have in store for you more to come of the Dark Fantasy series. But if you have a tale, a scary tale that you would like to tell, you can give us a call at 352-388-3900. That's 352-388-3900. Love to hear from you, our listeners. But I understand. Sometimes it's better to sit back and to be entertained. So we get it. So that's why we have put together this very special batch of old time radio, Scott Bishop's The Dark Fantasy. Originally aired at WKY in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, when radio was radio. The next clip that we're going to play from their performance is called The Thing from the Sea. This one is pretty good. They're all good. I enjoy them all. But this one, I'll have to say, this is one of my favorite Bishop's stories. So without further ado, since we have no callers, we will go ahead and start Scott Bishop's Dark Fantasy, The Thing from the Sea.
Dark Fantasy. From the sea. Sorry, Mr. Hedges. This is all we can dig up on that story about the missing Hollywood people.
Well, we can't wait any longer. We got to go to press. Let's see what you got. Story from the film Capital. More than a week ago, November 20th to be exact, Philip Hayward, young cinema star of Yesterday's Bread, and the popular actress Judith Johnson set sail for New Zealand aboard Hayward's private yacht. As chaperone, Miss Johnson's movie director father accompanied the pair, and it's reported that Johnson Sr. is taking advantage of the sea voyage to complete his original cinema yarn, a story of the strange creatures who live beneath the surface of the sea. That was more than a week ago. Word's been received from New Zealand that the Hayward yacht's more than 2 days overdue. A careful check gives evidence that there have been no disturbances on the Pacific throughout the time the party's been aboard. Special searching parties failed to discover the whereabouts of the boat. The question in Hollywood tonight, the question everywhere, is what's happened to the trio aboard the Dolphin? Where are they? Have they become victims of the fantastic creatures created in the imagination of the author-director aboard the yacht? That is this week's Unsolved Mystery. Will it ever be? Oh, that's all right. Boy. Right. Get this down to makeup. Let's get rolling.
Right away.
Confound it, Hayward. Stop that fool noise, will you?
Oh, take it easy, Johnson. No reason to start shouting at each other, you know.
Now, look here. We've been becalmed for 2 days and a night now. We haven't moved a knot one way or the other.
Well, I assure you there's nothing wrong with the motors. I've been over them myself. For some fantastic reason, they just refuse to start again.
Why? Why won't they start?
I don't know. Why did they stop in the first place?
Oh, it's weird. It's like some strange spirit has descended upon the boat.
Oh, nonsense.
Is it nonsense? There are many terrifying legends about sea spirits, fantastic adventures that have happened to sailors at sea.
Just a lot of myths.
Who knows what strange creatures lurk beneath the sea's surface? Who can tell what might come up out of the depths at any moment?
Oh, stop it. You're talking like a superstitious old fool. You made too many goofy movies. Just because you won an Academy Award is no sign I'm going to swallow the tripe you dish out in those 8 real clam bakes of yours.
No.
Judy.
You can't.
Hey, what's the matter with you?
You cannot. No. I won't let you.
Dora, hey, wake up.
No, you can't do it. No. No.
Judy, darling. What in the name of heaven?
Judy, are you all right?
Oh, I was asleep, dreaming. Oh, it was horrible.
I'd say it was a nightmare.
I dreamed I was talking to a young girl. Yet, she didn't seem like a girl at all. She looked more like a mermaid.
Oh, what?
She was like a nymph from the sea. I thought she stood looking at me. She told me she'd been dead for centuries, and yet not really dead. I couldn't understand what she meant. She said something about her body being dead, but her mind being free to wander about the world.
Fantastic.
Oh, Dad, it was ghastly. She kept trying to convince me that I should let her mind enter my body.
Well, what did she say she wanted to do?
She said the entire civilization of the earth depended upon the task she had to perform. Oh, Phil, she seemed to be actually trying to force me out of my body so she could enter it.
Judy, what did this creature look like?
Oh, she was awful looking, Dad. She had long hair. Green and slimy like seaweed. Her teeth were brilliant red. They were long and pointed. She kept staring at me with her little beady eyes. They were horrible, for there were no eyelids. She never blinked once. She just stared and stared.
Yes? What else, Judy?
Well, it was horrible when she touched me. She had long, narrow fingers with no nails on them, and they were covered with fish-like scales.
That's positively the most amazing thing I've ever heard of.
Mr. Hayward. Oh, yes, Ned. What is it?
Oh, I say, look at the lad. Why, what's wrong, boy? You're pale as a ghost.
Mr. Hayward. The Dolphin. She's moving. The boat's moving. Good. The men got the motor started.
No, sir. That's just it. The motors aren't running. And there's no wind. But the boat's making about 20 knots an hour.
Oh. Why, this boat couldn't possibly move without motors.
That's not all. There's a man at the helm steering the boat. And he's a man none of us have ever seen before.
Man, are you sure?
Sure as I'm standing here, sir. And he's the strangest thing I've ever seen.
Well, let's go have a look at him.
Hey, come on. You'd best stay here.
Oh, no. No, I'm not going to stay here by myself.
All right, come along, all of you. Follow me.
It's him. Standing up there at the helm. Singing.
Some sort of an ancient sea chanty.
Easy now. Maybe trouble.
There he is, sir. You see, Mr. Hayward?
Oh.
Yeah.
I say, Hayward, that's no man. It's some sort of a sea monster.
Look at his hands, Mr. Hayward.
The lad's right. Long, narrow fingers with webs between them. And no fingernails.
Dad, they're like the hands of the girl in the dream. Oh, where's he taking us?
Yes. I wonder.
Behind us, sir.
Oh, good Lord. A huge wall of water rising out of the sea.
Get down those steps, everybody. Get down, everybody. Down the steps.
Here into the cabin. Hang on.
Everybody all right?
Yes, I am. Did Judy get down in the cabin?
Yes, she made it. Just managed to close the door before the wave hit.
Are you all right?
Yes, okay. You, Judy?
Oh, what in the world caused that?
Yeah, what? No wind. And a wave of water. Hundreds of feet high.
It's a miracle we didn't capsize.
Look, sir. To the port side. Yes, Ned?
It's land.
Yes, okay.
Land by
you, Judy? It can't be.
What in the
Not in
world
these waters.
caused that?
There's no land for
What?
500 miles.
No wind. What's that over yonder? And a wave
Mirage?
of water.
No, sir.
Hundreds of...
That's no mirage. It's land.
It certainly is. Long, low coast. Extending north and south as far as you can see.
A low, steaming land. Look at the heavy vapors rising from it.
You're right, Judy. It is steaming. That must explain the sultriness that's been round us these past 2 days.
Why, I've been in these waters a dozen times. This has never been here before. It's an entire continent, where there ought not to be anything but empty sea.
The land from the sea. That explains the wave that swept over us. A wave that high could only have been caused by an undersea disturbance.
Oh, nonsense, Johnston. You're trying to say an underwater convulsion forced this vast expanse of land up to the surface.
Precisely. A land called Iban.
Now, I'll have to have a better explanation than that. Things like entire continents rising up out of the ocean just don't happen.
Well, then if Dad's not correct, what is the explanation?
There is no other. A land called Iban did exist at one time, nearly 10,000 years ago. It ruled by a man named Bool and a woman named Lana. They both possessed wonderful powers and knowledge. Bool, the emperor, destroyed the continent of Iban.
How?
By releasing vast, unknown forces beneath the continent. Forces that only he and Lana knew how to control.
But why did he destroy it?
I don't seem to recall. I read the legend once, doing research for one of my pictures. It seems that for some reason or other, Bull and the girl were to release their spirits from their bodies. And those spirits were to have the power someday of recalling the sunken land from the sea.
Then if such a story is true, that must be the land of Iban we're approaching.
Not at all impossible. And if it is true, Couldn't that monstrous chanting thing at the helm be Bull himself? Taking us with him back to his long-lost kingdom.
You don't actually believe that, do you, Johnston?
Why not?
Well, I certainly don't.
Well, Phil, what else can we believe?
That wave couldn't have swept us off our course enough to put us in sight of this land. Besides, look at it. Steaming. And that sultry, foul odor. Land covered with seaweed.
There's no one at the helm, sir. That monster's disappeared.
Oh, but look. There's someone lying on the deck beneath the wheel.
It's a man.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe that thing's met with a bit of hard luck. Careful, Hayward.
Right.
He's breathing. Only slightly.
I say, who is he? Not a member of the crew.
How'd he get on board? Why is he lying here on deck?
What happened to him?
Oh, he's conscious, sir. He's trying to tell us something. Look here. Who are you?
Stowaway. Hid in supply room. Went to sleep. I don't remember anything.
Stowaway, he says. Hid in the supply room and went to sleep. Wait a minute. He's dead. Hayward, I'm going to have a look over here.
Oh, Judy.
Oh, Phil, I feel so strange.
Oh, dear, you look ill.
So very strange.
You'd better go below to the cabin, dear.
Yes, I better. I'll lie down for a while.
Shall I go with you, dear?
No, I'll be all right if I rest a little while.
All right, dear. Be careful going to your cabin.
Yes.
Oh, Ned. Get a tarpaulin and cover the body.
Right away, sir. Hayward, come over here a minute, will you?
Yes, Johnson, what is it?
There. Have a look. See? Someone's climbed down that rope ladder and gone ashore through the mud and slime.
Whoever it was, he didn't sink in very deep.
Seaweed's too thick. Kept him from sinking. I wonder who it was.
I'm in favor of finding out. Oh, Ned.
Yes, sir?
We're going ashore. Watch out for Miss Blake, will you?
Right, sir.
And not a word of this to the rest of the crew, understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, Johnston. Down you go. Yeah. You'll follow those footprints and see where they lead us.
This is the most evil-smelling place I was ever in. Hold on. Look.
Yeah. I see what you mean. A city up ahead there.
A city. On the depths of the sea.
I say, Johnston, isn't that Captain Webb going into that low-dome building over there?
Eh? Oh, yes. Yes, it is. So that's our man.
Ahoy, Captain! Captain Webb! Wait a minute, Captain. Hold up a bit.
Hayward. He's turned around. That snarl on his face. He's got a gun in his hand. Hayward. It isn't Webb. It's that thing.
What in the name of heaven is...
Stand back, the two of you. Stand back.
What? You're not Captain Webb.
I am Bull, Emperor of Eban, and I've returned to claim again my ancient kingdom. If you come one step nearer, I shall be compelled to slay you.
You dare not, Bull.
Lana! Judy!
You seem surprised, Bull. Did you think I would forget?
Lana! Judy, darling, what does this mean? Why do you speak so strangely? And why does this thing call you Lana?
I am Lana, Philip Hayward. I have borrowed for a while the body of your beloved Judy.
What?
My mind, my spirit has entered her body. You see me as Judith Johnston, but now I am Lana, Empress of the Kingdom of Eban.
I have returned to rule Eban.
And I have returned to prevent...
You cannot prevent it, Lana.
Look here.
This quarrel is none of my affair. I demand that you release whatever power you have over my fiancée.
I have borrowed her body only for a little while, Philip Hayward. Just as Boole has borrowed the body of the captain of your craft.
Yeah. The body I first borrowed was a weak one. A sick stowaway. The captain's is a sturdy body. Now it is mine.
But you must return it to him, Boole. It is the law. You must return his body unharmed, just as I must return the body of Judith Johnson.
It shall be so. I am about to enter the temple now, to regain my ebonite body.
You cannot open the burial chamber unless I accompany you.
I realize that full well. I enter the temple now. I shall await you, Lana, beside the sepulchre.
Look here, Lana. Oh, whoever you are. Well, this is some horrible nightmare.
Philip Hayward, we must act quickly. I will try to explain. When Boole destroyed Eban 10,000 years ago, we sealed our ebonite bodies in a vacuum chamber inside this temple. And our spirits left our bodies to roam the universe until Eban should be restored. Now Boole intends to re-enter his body and build a new Eban. Once he does reclaim his ancient body, all is lost. For no one save me can destroy him. And if I slay him, I too must die.
But what can you do?
I have a plan. Come with me into the temple where Boole awaits. Standing beside our ancient bodies, just as we left them so long ago.
All is ready, Lana. We will break the vacuum, permit our spirits to enter our sleeping bodies. Are you prepared?
I am prepared, Boole.
Then we begin.
Howard, look. Those bodies in the glass vacuum. They're beginning to move.
Yes. Slowly. Slowly. Look at them.
No. No, don't. Please, Lord.
Judy, darling.
Oh, no. Help me.
Judy.
He's here again. Oh. Where am I?
Judy.
How did I get here?
Judy, thank heaven she's left you. You're yourself again. Look. They've left the vacuum. See? Up there.
Oh, there she is. She's the one in my dream. You are free. All of you.
Not so. The three of you will remain here forever to help rebuild the populace of Eban.
You cannot, Boole.
Boole is all great, all powerful. Boole is the law. No one can defy.
No one, Boole. Save me.
You lack the courage, Lana.
Not now. I have the courage now. You are cruel and wicked, Boole. Your rule of ancient Eban ended in horrible tragedy. It must not happen again.
Put down the weapon, Lana. You dare not slay me. You'll die yourself.
Then I call upon death to claim me.
You dare not, Lana. You dare not slay the son of the Ancient One.
Yes, Boole, yes. It has been written by the hand of destiny.
Lana, think before you slay me.
It's beyond the realm of thought, Boole. No, I destroy you, murder.
She did it. She did it.
That is the end. All is finished now. No, you must go.
Can you come with us, Lana?
No, but soon I perish also. You must hurry now. Leave Eban quickly. Go while yet you have time. Hasten before it is too late.
Well, Judy, darling, we're underway. Full speed ahead.
No trouble starting the motors, dear?
None at all. Your father and Ned are down with the crew. The men don't even suspect what has happened to us.
Well, just as well. They'd never believe it.
Well, take a last look, Judy. You'll soon be out of sight of the land.
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad it's all over, Phil. But poor Alana. She gave her life to save ours, Phil.
Yes, darling. She did.
What's that?
Look. Flames from the mainland, like a volcano.
Phil, the land's sinking.
It's Lana. Judy. She's released the forces. She's destroyed ancient Eban once again. Dark fantasy.
The Thing from the Sea, an original tale of dark fantasy by Scott Bishop. Eleanor Naylor Corrin was Judith Johnston. Ben Morris played Philip Hayward. Fred Wayne was heard as Johnston. Eugene Francis played Ned. Georgiana Cook was Lana. And Darrell McAllister was Boole, the Thing from the Sea. Next Friday night at the same time, the National Broadcasting Company will bring you another weird adventure thriller, The Demon Tree, another tale of dark fantasy, created by Scott Bishop and based upon the ancient legend of the strangling oak of Nano Woods in England. So, listen for The Demon Tree next Friday night.
Dark Fantasy originates in the studios of station WKY, Oklahoma City. Keith Payton speaking. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
There you go, the dark fantasy, the thing from the sea. What a story. I guess that one hits home for me a little bit because I have been out, as you guys know, the Midnight Ocean. For those that don't know, the reason why we called our show the Midnight Ocean is because of the many, many times that I have sailed in the seas. And I will tell you, there is nothing more peaceful, tranquil, beautiful than being out on the water. However, there is nothing more terrifying and scary than being out in the water. And knowing that there is no one you can call. It is like being in an airplane in the middle of nowhere. You trust your instincts. You trust your mechanics. You put a lot of faith in a lot of people when you are out into the ocean. And more importantly, you put a lot of faith in your abilities. And you do a lot of praying. But it is, I will have to say, incredible. There's really no words to describe it unless you could do it. So that show kind of hits home because we hear of pirate ships and, phantoms in the ocean. I've had a few experiences with things that bump into the sailboats that are unknown. And you have to remember, when you are in the ocean, you're part of the food chain, and you're definitely not at the top. So it is one of those shows, and that one there actually is one that gets to me because I've always thought if I was to go down, I would go down by some ghostly reason. So we're going to switch gears a little bit here. If you would like to share your story with us, give us a call at 352-388-3900. I hope you guys are having a great All Hallows Night or Halloween. I know some of you aren't celebrating it. I got your emails, but some of you are. And the show must go on. The next show that we're going to play for you is off the Scott Bishop Dark Fantasy. It's called The Demon Tree. This was originally recorded in 1941. In November of 1941. Written by Scott Bishop and performed for the first time on WKY in Oklahoma City with the various actors and actresses. But this is entitled The Demon Tree.
Fantasy. I am the spirit of the demon tree.
Yeah, 3 pounds on the Jack of Diamonds.
You should tear your money up, Humphreys. It would last you longer.
Perhaps you're right, Crane. But this way I get a sense of honest toil. I say, isn't anyone else betting?
Oh, let's quit. I'm tired of losing.
Oh, look here, old girl. Could I loan you a few pounds?
No, thank you, Crane. I have enough to get me back to London. If we ever do get back.
Now, why do you say that, Clara? It's only a matter of a stage getting through here to the resort and taking us out of this beastly place.
Beastly place is right. Why people come here for a rest is more than I can determine. Honestly, I've never spent such an uncomfortable week in all my life.
Well, think of me. I've been here 3. So have you, Humphreys.
Look here, you two. It's 3 o'clock. They're expecting the stage around 8 tonight. What do you say the 3 of us go for a bit of a walk through the forest?
I say, why not? Oh, here comes Danvers. Perhaps he'll join us.
Anything to get away from this place. Good afternoon, Danvers.
Greetings, good people. I take it you're no happier than when I left you a while ago.
The place is as gloomy as a morgue. We've just agreed to take a walk in the forest back of the inn. You're invited to come along if you like.
Sounds like a good enough way to pass the time.
Oh, good. And we all go together. Besides, I'm quite interested in that forest out there. You remember, of course, the story the night clerk told us last evening?
Yes, I don't like him. He talks through his nose. People should talk through their mouths.
No. I mean, what he told us about the forest.
What about the forest? I didn't hear it, Humphreys.
Well, the clerk said it was a gorgeous place. Lots of beautiful foliage, vivid colors, clear water lakes.
But nobody goes there. So beautiful.
That's just it, Clara. You see, people have gone there and never come back.
Rubbish. A lot of nonsense. Why, the clerk is just superstitious, that's all.
I am inclined to agree with you, Danvers. Why, he even told us an absurd story about a tree out there in that forest that's supposed to strangle people.
Strangle them? How?
Oh, I don't know. With its branches, I suppose. Just some absurd legend the people around here like to believe.
I believe it's more than just a legend, Crane.
And what makes you say that, old man?
Here. I talked to the clerk again later last night. He dug out this old newspaper clipping for me. Read it, Danvers, aloud.
Old is right. Almost illegible.
Well, read it.
It says, London, England, April 21st, 1857. It is reported that Sir Horace Wakefield, Earl of Dorset, was found strangled last night in Barlow Forest. His body was discovered entangled in the branches of a huge oak tree.
Go on, read the rest of it.
Earl's death recalls to mind the weird tale of the witch of Barlow Forest, who is said to have lived in the 16th century. An evil old hag who, upon having a falling out with Sir Thomas Holy Wakefield, cursed him and warned him that any of his descendants who entered Barlow Forest would surely perish.
Charming old girl, wasn't she?
No. Don't scoff until you've heard the rest of it.
Go on, Danvers.
She also added that any person or persons with the Wakefield descendant would also die. She is said to have planted an acorn smeared with her own blood. The acorn is supposed to have grown into a towering oak capable of moving about from place to place in Barlow Forest. Sir Horace is the sixth of the Wakefield line to have perished by strangulation in the forest.
Thomas Hurley Wakefield. I wonder.
You wonder what, Craig?
My mother's name was Wakefield. I was just wondering if she was related to Sir Thomas.
Oh, of course not, Crane. It's just a story.
But an extraordinary story. Wouldn't you say?
Well, yes. Wouldn't do very well as a bedtime story, would it?
A demon tree. I wonder if we could find it.
Well, let's have a try, shall we?
I'm game.
Don't let anybody say I'm not.
Then let's go. So Humphrey's going along. I say, Humphreys, are you daydreaming?
Now, I was just thinking. Wouldn't it be odd if the whole thing were true? If we all went in there and didn't come back.
Well, do you gentlemen see any way we can get into that forest?
It's as dense as Father Time's beard. Doesn't seem to be an opening anywhere.
I think we can get in over here.
Oh, all right. Coming, Danvers.
There seems to be a footpath over here. Only one along this line of the forest. There, see?
Oh, yes, you're right. Come on, I'll lead. We'd better remember the way back. It would be hard to get out of here if we didn't know where this opening is.
Don't worry, I'll remember it. I'm good at landmarks.
Go ahead, Clara. I'm right behind you.
I say, do any of you feel that?
Feel what, Danvers?
The chill. I feel like it's 20 degrees colder in this place.
I feel that way, too.
So do I.
And it's naturally cooler in the woods where the sun doesn't shine.
But not this much cooler.
I don't like this place. I'm for going back to the inn.
Oh, let's get on ahead a little ways. I say, it is pretty in here.
Pretty or not, it gives me the creeps.
It isn't the kind of cold caused by climatic changes.
What was that, Denver?
I said it's a different kind of cold. It's the kind that creeps up your spine when some evil comes over you.
Oh, now, Danvers, we're just letting that newspaper story play on your mind.
Wait a minute, Jeff. Look! That tree there in front of us looks like a human giant.
Oh, you're right, Danvers.
I could swear it moved just a moment ago.
It did move. I saw it too.
That's the strangest looking tree I ever saw. Look at that bark. I wonder if...
Crane! What's wrong, man?
I just touched the bark of that tree and it didn't feel like bark at all.
What?
No, it felt like human skin.
Here, let me feel it. By heaven, it's true. It does feel like skin. Warm and smooth and soft.
Yes. It feels that way to me, too.
Here, Humphreys, you touch it.
No, thanks.
Go ahead, Humphreys. Feel it.
I have no desire to. You see, I'm sure you're right.
What's that?
I feel that this is the demon tree of Barlow Forest.
I think we've seen enough of this place, haven't we? Let's get back to the inn.
Yes, let's.
All right, come on.
I say, wait a minute. Have you noticed how dark it is? All of a sudden.
The sun's behind a cloud, probably.
It's impossible to see the sky through this foliage.
It is darker. I can hardly see where I'm walking.
Are you quite sure this is the right way? I don't remember this clearing.
I don't either.
Wait a minute. By heaven, this isn't the way.
Must be. We're on the path, aren't we?
No. No, I don't think we are. It's so dark. Do any of you have a flash?
I certainly don't remember this clearing. I think... What was that?
What was what, Crane?
You'll think this is foolish, but I swear I felt the branch of a tree brush across my face and shoulder.
That's impossible. There's not a tree within 50 feet of us.
But I felt it, I tell you. It rustled like a branch covered with leaves, and yet it felt warm and soft, like human flesh.
Crane, are you sure?
Yes, look, we're lost here. It's dark as night, right in the middle of the afternoon. And we've lost the path in that tree.
Easy, Crane. Keep your head, man.
I'm getting out of here. I'm not going to stay here and be murdered. Crane!
Stay with us.
No. I'm going to find a path and get out of here.
Crane, stay here. We'll find a way back.
I don't want to stay here and die. I want to get away from this place.
Crane, don't be a fool! Crane!
He's gone.
Now he is in for it. We're better off by staying together.
I don't know whether we are or not.
Listen. It's Crane.
Sounds like he's strangling.
Come on.
Oh, he couldn't have gotten far.
Right over here, I think.
Now, take it easy now. Be careful.
Oh, there he is.
Yes. Stretched out on the ground. Like he was dead.
Look at him.
Oh, marks on his throat. Like hands would make.
That wasn't done by hands. See? Stains on his skin. Green stain.
Thomas Wakefield Crane.
Oh, what a horrible way for him to die.
Clara, a tree. This is where we first saw it. Now it's gone.
Humphreys, you're right. This is where it was. I'm sure of it.
Then what's happened to it?
The important question is, what are we going to do with Crane?
We'll have to leave him here. till we can find a way out of this place.
Poor Crane. It happened so quickly. One minute he was with us and the next...
We warned him not to leave us. Now the three of us had better stay close together.
Oh, yes, for heaven's sakes, let's not get separated.
And do come on. There's nothing we can do for Crane now. We've got to find our way out of here.
It doesn't seem right leaving him there.
It's all we can do. Come on.
How do we know which way to go?
We don't. All we can do is keep moving and hope to find the path again.
Oh, it's horrible. Wandering about like this, like nothing but a group of marionettes.
Controlled by what strange puppeteer?
What's that, Humphreys?
I said, controlled by what strange puppeteer?
Humphreys, surely you don't think we've been purposely led into this?
Who can say?
Oh, now, Humphreys. Crane went off the deep end. We've got to keep our heads.
We found a way in. Surely we'll find a way out.
Yes. Yes, we did find a way in. But what about the chill? The darkness?
There's some explanation. Perhaps a storm is coming up. Yes, that could be it. Couldn't it?
Storms don't rise that quickly in this part of the country.
And the darkness. It came down on this forest like a shroud.
Yes. It came so quickly. Reminded me of how a corpse must feel in his coffin when the lid is put over it.
Look here, Humphreys. I'm about fed up with that sort of talk.
Only a fool refuses to face the facts, Danvers. You know this isn't any ordinary situation we're in. The chill of winter in the summertime, darkness in mid-afternoon, and a tree that strangles.
It was probably just an accident, Crane's death.
Why don't you stop trying to tell yourself that the tree was only an imaginary thing? We all know that it's real. And as alive as any of us. The bark did feel like human flesh.
Danvers. Humphreys. Look.
What is it? A glow of light there ahead of us.
It's the tree.
There. Now, what do you think, Danvers? Look. It's the tree moving along in a glow of phosphorescent light.
Good heavens. It's the same tree.
It looks like a human giant.
It was nowhere near here. It was back there.
Do you two see what the tree is carrying?
It's carrying Crane. It's got him tucked up under that huge branch that looks like a human arm.
It's fading now. Disappearing again.
Fading away. Yes. Gone. He's gone.
Now do you believe, Danvers? Now do you admit that the tree is alive?
What else can I believe? I don't know.
Danvers, look out!
He's fallen into a water pit.
Help! Humphreys! It's quicksand!
Humphreys, he's sinking.
Help! I'm into my waist! Get me out of here!
Stand still, Danvers. You just sink deeper.
Wait! Help me out of here! Get something I can get onto!
Here, Danvers.
Danvers, grab the end of that pole. He'll let you help, Humphreys.
Grab it, Danvers. Grab it.
The pole, Danvers. Grab the end.
I can't! That tree branch! It's biting me!
Good Lord. Listen, Clara.
A tree branch? But we can't see it.
I can't get near the pole. The branch keeps biting me back.
Humphreys, do something. He's up to his shoulders now.
I can't make it. I can't help. Take me! Take me!
No, he'll go under the quicksand and strangle.
Danvers, there's nothing I can do.
That tree! The demon tree! There's no saving from it.
He's gone.
Poor devil. Didn't have a chance.
Humphreys, we've got to get out of here.
We're all doomed. It's the Wakefield curse.
Clara, stop it.
It is the curse. We're helpless. There's nothing we can do to save ourselves.
Clara, stop it.
Oh, please.
Now, we can't give up. We've got to find a way out of this place. Follow me. Be careful where you step. And whatever happens, keep your head, Clara, for heaven's sake.
For hours.
I say, it's getting a little lighter. Clara, up ahead there. Isn't that a path?
What? Oh, you're right, Humphreys. It's the path we came in on.
And look, there's an opening through the trees.
Yes, I remember the landmarks. Oh, thank God for the light.
Come on, Clara, out of this place. There's nothing we can do for Danvers or Crane now.
Yes?
I wonder if you feel as I do. I thought we'd be safe back here in the hotel. I don't know how to describe it, but I have a feeling that this whole business isn't over yet.
I know. I've had the same feeling. A feeling that we're not finished with the demon tree.
Or that it's not finished with us.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, my room. Better go in and have a drink, Clara. Heaven knows we need one.
Yes, I certainly do.
What's worrying me is how we're going to explain what happened to Craig and the Danvers. Yeah, wait a minute. I'll get the light. There.
Humphreys, on the bed there.
Good Lord. The branch of a tree about 2 feet long.
Humphreys, don't touch it.
Look at it. Look at it. A fresh, living branch.
Put it down. Oh, Humphreys, I'm getting out of here.
Where are you going?
Down to the lobby and wait for the stage.
Oh, hold on, I'll go with you. Wait, Clara. Wait, it's 3 flights down. Let's take the elevator.
All right. We can get the thing up here.
It's automatic. Just push the button, it'll come up.
Humphreys, look. Someone left the steel gate open.
I say, that's dangerous.
It certainly is.
Humphreys, that branch is pushing. Stop it! Stop it!
Good Lord. Clara! Clara! That branch! It pushed her down the shaft! It's after me! Get away! Get away! Help me! Help me, somebody! The tree! The demon tree! It's talking me!
Any descendant of Sir Thomas Hurley Wakefield who enters Barlow Forest is doomed to die, and all who enter the forest with him are likewise doomed.
Fantasy.
have just heard The Demon Tree, an original tale of dark fantasy by Scott Bishop. Tonight's cast included Eleanor Naylor Corrin as Clara, Ben Morris, who was Humphreys, Garland Moss took the part of Danvers, and Murillo Schofield was heard as Crane. Next Friday night at this time, the National Broadcasting Company will bring you another unusual and fantastic adventure thriller, Men Call Me Mad, the story of another world and the people who inhabit it. An exciting and weird tale of dark fantasy created by Scott Bishop. Dark fantasy originates in the studios of station WKY, Oklahoma City.
You're listening to the Midnight Ocean radio show and a podcast Halloween special. I hope you're enjoying the dark fantasy old time radio shows written by Scott Bishop and performed at station WKY, Oklahoma City. I know I am. Now, one of the things, we're going to check this out. We're going to see if, how do I say this? If YouTube allows us to produce these, I'll take all of these shows and we'll break them down in their little clips. And we will do nice mock-ups, mashups like this that you're seeing there with the vampire and the Loch Ness Monster and Wolfman. Yeah, get out of the way there. There's Wolfman and the Mummy. And, of course, my favorite, Mr. Frankenstein. The monster, actually. It's not Dr. Frankenstein. It's the monster. So, maybe if YouTube will allow us to produce these, we will actually put these out in their little segments all by themselves. So you can come back. One of the things that I am committed to is bringing back the classic radio shows. Hence the striped here that remind you of that guy that used to howl into the night. But, wow. Great radio, great times, and everything. So we will do one more. If you would like to call in, feel free to give us a call. We'd like to hear your story of terror, your haunted story. Feel free to give us a call, 352-388-3900. That's 352-388-3900. We'll play one more for tonight, and we'll open the phone lines up. If we don't hear from anybody, then I guess I get to go home early. Thank you. Thank you, guys and girls, listeners. So the next one that we're going to be playing is Dark Fantasy. This actually aired on the 19th of December, 1941. It is called Men Call Me Mad. Men call me mad. But they never call me late for dinner. So here we go. This is Dark Fantasy, Scott Bishop's Dark Fantasy. Originally performed in December 1941. Aired on WKY in Oklahoma City.
Dark fantasy. Men call me mad. Dr. West, you please close the door.
Certainly, Dr. Terhune.
Now, gentlemen, I have summoned you, my two trusted and loyal friends, to divulge a secret that even I myself can hardly comprehend.
You made a new discovery, Charles?
A discovery? Yes. I have found another world.
Oh, what?
Another world, you say?
Exactly. Would you please snap off the lights, Doctor? That switch there.
Yes, certainly.
Now, by means of this special projection machine, I'm going to show you something which will astound you beyond words. I must ask you to remain perfectly still throughout this demonstration. As the picture I'm about to show you progresses, I will explain in detail just what I have done. Now, first of all, to start the machine. Now, observe this picture I've taken on color film. A picture of the new moon. Now, you will notice that the camera has picked up a single ray of the moon. It's focused up on a wall, whereon dances a single tiny moonbeam. The camera approaches the moonbeam. Closer. Closer. Still closer. And then the special film in my camera reaches the lens. The scene changes.
Dr. Smith.
Gentlemen, please. Now you see here my other world. My world within a moonbeam. Taken upon special color film of my own invention. Film that is constructed to pick up objects within the very atoms. Objects smaller, that is, than atoms themselves. And notice, please, the coloring of this other world within a moonbeam. See the hills, the plains with their red grass, their red-leaf trees. Notice that tiny stream at the left, a vivid orange. Notice the yellow of the tree trunks, the orange-colored sky, and the deep blue sun.
Amazing.
The film ends quickly now, but first a rare sight is in store for you. Now watch closely. There.
A man. But what sort of creature is that he's riding?
I don't know. You will notice the animal approaches the small stream, wades quickly through it, and vanishes from the camera's sight. And as he vanishes into the distance, the film ends.
Amazing.
Astounding. Unbelievable.
The lights, if you please, Doctor.
Oh, yes, of course.
Look here, Terhune. Is this a camera trick?
Absolutely not. I have shown you what actually exists within certain, or possibly all, moonbeams.
What's your theory, Doctor?
That all creation consists of worlds within worlds. Who can say that our world is not contained within some still larger one? And that within another, and that still within another, and so on.
The thought suddenly becomes overwhelming.
Yes, doesn't it? To think that all around us, within even such tiny substances as the atoms themselves, under our feet, overhead, on all sides, are worlds of which we are unaware.
Yes, if only there were some way to visit those other worlds.
Ah, Dr. West. That is the point. We can.
Good heavens, man. You mean...
Yes, just what do you mean?
Gentlemen, I plan to enter that world in the moonbeam.
Impossible.
I don't like to say so, Charles, but aren't you overlooking the laws of dimension, the general medium, laws of nature that are so obvious?
Not only that, Terhune, but aren't you appearing a little ridiculous on the face of things?
I do not expect you to be convinced until you have seen.
We in our profession are not inclined to take such things as we are speaking of for granted.
Then let's not waste words, my friends. I propose to convince you beyond all possible doubt.
Well, I have no objection to being convinced.
Nor I. Though I really believe Terhune has let his imagination win the upper hand.
Now, we shall see. Now, here, gentlemen, on this table, you see what looks like an Eskimo igloo, made of crystal clear glass with an opening at one side at the base, much like an entrance to an igloo or tent.
Yes, it's about 10 inches high and about 8 inches in diameter.
Now, when we extinguish the lights here in this room, and when that curtain is drawn from the window over there, the moonbeam in question will be centered directly through that little glass case.
You want us to assist you?
Exactly.
But what do you intend to do?
Well, I have here a number of small capsules filled with a potion whose base consists mostly of radium.
What is this preparation?
A substance which will cause animal matter to decrease itself many millions of times.
In other words, you think it'll make you become smaller.
Precisely.
But small enough to enter the realm of a single atom?
I hope so.
Well, have you tried this concoction?
Only on animals. First on rabbits and rats. And just yesterday, I sent a dog into the world of atoms.
But granting such a feat is possible, don't you think your clothes would also shrink with you?
Well, I have found that any object in contact with the animal matter at the time the capsule is consumed, will be caused to shrink in proportion with the animal matter itself. I found that out yesterday when I failed to remove the dog's collar.
But suppose you consume too great a quantity of the potion.
I have an equalizer, another mixture which will counteract the first capsule. By taking particular amounts of it, I can stop the reaction of the capsule, and then, having stopped it by taking another dose of the stabilizer or equalizer, I can increase my size again.
This is all very extraordinary.
I plan to be gone quite some time. I'm asking you two to watch over this little glass case for a 4-day period.
You can count on me, Daniel.
And on me.
Good. Now I shall take a capsule. I will begin to grow almost immediately. I've reached about 2 feet in height. I want you, Dr. Smith, to bend down to the floor and pick me up and place me on this table here, beside this little glass case, putting me directly in front of the opening or door of the case. Is that clear?
Quite, yeah.
Good. Gentlemen, my hand.
Good luck, Charles.
Smith?
We'll follow your instructions carefully, Doctor.
Good. I knew I could count on you two. Now the capsule. My head is whirring. My ears are ringing. Eyes are growing dim. I have a sensation of emptiness in the pit of my stomach. Do you notice any change in my appearance?
Good heavens. He's lost a foot in height.
Why, you're growing smaller, Terhune. You are, man. You're actually growing smaller.
He's 2 feet smaller now.
I hope I regain my eyesight before I become too small. Are my clothes diminishing too?
Yes, quite.
I cannot describe my sensations. I feel a strange weakness. My senses seem to be deserting me. I find it rather difficult to talk.
Look, he's just about 2 feet high now, Wes.
Do as he told you, Doctor. Pick him up now. Place him on the table.
Yes, just so.
Careful now. There. Here. Put him closer to that door so he'll have no trouble finding it. Watch your arm, Doctor. Don't cut off the moonbeam. There. That's good.
See, he's only about 6 inches high now.
There he goes. Into the glass case. See, the moonbeam is completely covering him. He's so tiny now you can hardly see him, the size of a small ant.
He's faded into the light of the beam now. I wonder what he'll discover in there. I wonder what he'll discover.
At last, I'm here in another world. Such a strange place. Similar to the place I came from, yet different. Trees, yet with leaves of brilliant scarlet and yellow bark. The grass, also scarlet. An orange-colored sky overhead. A sun of dazzling blue. And the water in the little stream over there. Not blue, but orange. Yes, the colors, all different. Everything else correspondingly the same.
Why do you speak so strangely?
Oh, I beg your pardon. I thought I was alone.
You must be a foreigner. Otherwise you'd know you're in the king's gardens, and they're quite private.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, I am a foreigner. If you'll forgive me, I'll leave at once.
Oh, no, please. It is our custom to treat foreigners in a friendly manner, and so I bid you welcome. I am the Princess Elena.
A princess?
Yes, daughter of King Londelier. Surely you've heard of me.
No, Princess, I've not.
But surely. My father rules the world with kindness and justice, and everyone knows him for his goodness.
Princess, will it frighten you if I tell you something? Something most strange.
I think not, sir. For you yourself are most strange. Your clothing, the colors,
Not in the least ordinary. And your features are so different.
Princess Helena, my name is Charles Terhune. I'm a citizen of the United States of America.
America? I know the world quite well, but never have I heard of America.
That is why I fear I might frighten you, Your Highness. You see, America is not in this world. It is in another.
You're from another world?
Exactly. You see, I'm a scientist in my own universe. I discovered your world here, so I found a way to come to visit you. You don't seem at all surprised.
No. Why should I be surprised? We've expected you for a long time.
Me?
Well, not you exactly, but someone.
What do you mean?
Our scientists have known for many years that other worlds besides ours exist, but they've never been able to discover a method of entering one of them. We've been hoping someone from beyond would find a way here.
Amazing.
That is why I asked if you were a foreigner. Since my father rules the entire world, naturally a foreigner could only be from another world.
This absolutely astounds me. Princess, I must speak to your scientists. Well, this is so wonderful. The people of our world seem much alike, save in a few minor respects. We look alike, talk alike.
We've often wondered how much we would be like the people from beyond.
Take me to your scientists, Princess. I must see them.
I'll gladly take you to them. But first, I must warn you. You're in great danger.
Danger?
Our world is doomed. We're falling victims to a strange malady, which none of our doctors or learned men can overcome. It is slaying our people by the thousands.
A plague?
Yes. A mysterious disease. One we've never encountered before in all history. If you would save yourself, use whatever method you have and return to your own world before it's too late.
One moment. Princess, will you take me to your father? I don't know why I say this, but perhaps I can help.
Oh, no. No, save yourself. I beg of you, do not remain here to perish.
Please, Princess, at least allow me to try to help.
You're either very brave or very foolish.
Brave or foolish, take me to your father.
Very well. But he will only warn you, as I have done.
That, Your Majesty, is how I found your world and the way to enter it.
It's interesting. At one time I would have said amazing. But with our discoveries of other worlds around us, it's now only interesting.
I've warned Dr. Terhune to return to his own universe before he falls victim to the plague.
Yes, my son, you must.
But I would like to help. I'm a doctor where I came from. Perhaps I could do something.
I fear it is useless. Our most brilliant physicians are powerless to even make a diagnosis, much less a cure.
But I have a knowledge from another world, Your Majesty.
That's true, Father. He found a way of reaching us, while we here have been unable to reach the other places beyond.
Yes, daughter. You reason wisely.
Please, Your Majesty, permit me to see some of the victims. I can't return home until I've at least made an attempt to help you.
Very well. As you wish. Come with me. My son lies dying in a room above. I will permit you to examine him. Well, Dr. Terhune?
Your Majesty.
Dr. Terhune.
Heavens, man, this is typhoid.
Typhoid?
But what is typhoid?
We have it on our Earth.
Well, tell us, do you know the cure?
Yes, Your Majesty, I do. Take me to your nearest medical laboratory. We must prepare a serum, huge quantities of it. We must send it to all parts of the world immediately if we're to save your people.
Daughter, these reports, more parts of the universe. The deaths grow fewer and fewer each day.
It's a miracle, Father. And Charles Terhune has saved us all. There have been no typhoid deaths now for 3 days.
I know. Our fight has been won.
The people are clamoring for you, Dr. Terhune. They almost consider you a god.
I am no god, Princess. Merely a man with a little knowledge.
But you came to us like a miracle man, in time to work the greatest wonder of all history.
I'm happy that my journey here has been for a purpose.
Anything you ever wish in the world will be yours.
I know, Elena. There's so little I want. And yet, so much.
Will you remain here with us? Forever?
I cannot, Princess.
You called me Elena a moment ago.
I cannot, Elena. I must return to tell my people what I've discovered.
Oh, but if you go now...
Yes, Elena?
Oh, why must we always be governed by rules of propriety?
Elena, if you're thinking what I hope you are...
Charles?
Elena, my darling. Is it wrong to say I love you?
Charles, is it wrong for stars to shine? Or for flowers to bloom?
Oh, my darling princess.
Charles.
I love you, Elena.
And I love you. Please, don't leave me, my darling.
Just for a little while. I will return to you, Elena. I promise.
Then I will wait for you, beloved. And when you return, nothing in this world or any other will ever take us apart.
It's past his time, almost 4 days.
Look, a moment there in the moonbeam, see?
No, Yes,
look.
He is coming back. See, there, he's out of the glass case on the tabletop.
He's growing rapidly, West. You better place him down on the floor.
Look, larger and larger.
This is perfectly astounding, man. I wonder what his adventures have been.
Dr. Terhune. Can you hear me, Dr. Terhune?
He's almost 4 feet tall now.
Can you hear me, Doctor?
Water. Some water, please. Water, West. West, quickly. Over there in that goblet.
Yes, just one moment.
Here we are. He's all right now. Full size again. Here, Terhune. Drink this.
Yes. Thanks. That's better.
Are you all right, Terhune?
Yes, quite all right, thank you. Gentlemen, I have had the strangest experience imaginable. I have visited a world that's amazing and wonderful.
Tell us about it.
Yes, I will. When I became small enough to enter the moonbeam, I found myself in the exact spot you two saw in the picture I displayed for you. I did not know which way to go, naturally, but after a moment I heard someone speak to me. That, my friends, is precisely what happened to me.
And you say those people knew all about the existence of other worlds, but were not familiar with such a disease as typhoid.
Exactly.
He must have been somewhat of a hero to you.
Yes, somewhat.
You know, if I hadn't seen this demonstration with my own eyes, I'd never have believed it.
Well, Dr. West, even though I was the one who experienced it, I'm still wondering if it actually happened.
Well, it happened all right. Yes, we saw you grow small right before our eyes. So small you became almost invisible and disappeared in the moonbeam.
I trust you two will confirm any statements I might make to the public about all this.
No, absolutely.
Certainly, Terhune.
By the way, was my sister here during my absence?
Why, yes, she was. She acted very strangely, too, but we told her nothing.
Well, gentlemen, perhaps I should have told you this before. You see, my sister and I jointly own several hundred acres of valuable oil land in the south. She's a greedy woman. She's tried for years to obtain full possession of the property. She's tried many ways, but her latest method is by charging that I'm insane.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yes, exactly. But she has preferred the charges. Tomorrow at 9, I must appear before a group of alienists who will decide whether or not I'm mentally unbalanced. That is why I had to make my experiment before tomorrow.
Dr. Terhune,
You've been carefully examined by this impartial and experienced board of alienists at the request of your sister. It's our decision that you must submit yourself to a series of treatments at whatever sanitarium your sister might choose.
No, stop. This has all been so irregular, so unfair. You think I'm mad? Well, the story I've told you is true. I can prove everything I've said.
Please, Dr. Terhune.
My two friends, Dr. West and Dr. Smith. Ask them. Why haven't you let them testify for me? They saw it. They'll tell you everything I've said is true.
One moment. Yes? Oh. Yes, he's here with me now. I see. Yes, all right. I'll tell him. I'm sorry, Dr. Terhune. I'm afraid I have bad news for you. Doctors West and Smith were to have testified in your behalf. But I've just received word that they were both killed a few moments ago in an automobile accident.
And that was the verdict. Now men call me mad. So they've locked me here in the cell till the time they can remove me to a sanitarium. Any moment now they'll come for me, whisk me off through the night. My discovery will never be proved. People will laugh for a while, speak of the mad Dr. Terhune, and then I will forget. And for me, no escape.
Charles, my darling.
Elena. No escape. No escape. Oh, what a stupid fool I am. The moonbeam, of course. The moonbeam.
Men Call Me Mad, an original tale of dark fantasy by Scott Bishop. Ben Morris was heard as Dr. Charles Terhune. Eleanor Naylor Corrin was Princess Elena. Fred Wayne was King Londelier. Murillo Schofield was Dr. West. Muir Height was Dr. Smith. And Darrell McAllister was the specialist. Next Friday night at the same time, the National Broadcasting Company will present another tale of dark fantasy, The House of Bread, a strange and compelling drama of Christmas 1941 and that first Christmas nearly 2,000 years ago, told to you by Scott Bishop. Dark fantasy originates in the studios of station WKY in Oklahoma City. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
There you go, Dark Fantasy, written by Scott Bishop, performed at the K or WKY station in Oklahoma City in 1941. I just want to say that concludes our broadcast, a special broadcast for Halloween night. Thank you for joining us. I think what we're going to do is I will remaster. I've got well over a couple hundred of these little vignettes, and we will remaster those and get them if YouTube allows us, and we'll get them posted up there with their own little backgrounds and such. But I thoroughly enjoyed the shows. Like I said, there's just something about old time radio, and I think it needs to come back. I don't know about you, as more and more of us cut the cable and we disconnect from mainstream media, and and all of its lies and disinformation, to quote Alex Jones. I think there is a need to bring back classic radio for entertainment that doesn't have all of the subliminal messaging in it, doesn't treat you like a product. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Leave comments. I hope you have had a wonderful Halloween evening. I thoroughly enjoyed putting the show together. And tomorrow we're going to actually be talking with an expert on Bigfoot. It's going to be a fun one. We are lining up some more guests. We've got to update the calendar. I know. We're doing some changes with some of our other sites. Our main site, themidnightocean.com, is remaining the same. The other sister sites that we have out there, we're going to be making some changes here in the next couple of weeks. We'll let you know what those changes are. Stay tuned. It's going to help get the word out and to get more exposure. But we are so close. If you're watching us on YouTube for the very first time, please hit the subscribe button. We would appreciate it very much so by hitting that subscribe button. We're 296, 295. We're almost at 300. So we are growing at a pretty good clip for in the YouTube land. If you have not done so, also get signed up on Spreaker and make sure that you follow us on Spreaker. That will help us tremendously as you see the message roll across the bottom of the screen. It has been my pleasure to provide to you or share with you the Dark Fantasy series written by Scott Bishop, originally aired in 1941 at WKY in Oklahoma City. As we wrap up tonight's broadcast, I just want to say thank you once again for joining us. Hope you had a happy and safe Halloween. And we look forward to talking to you tomorrow. And like always, be well, be safe, and more importantly, be loved.
But I learned it from my Baba. It's not what you believe, it's what you do.